to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Oh boy. Tuesdays are fun, aren't they?
Oh, of course.
I mean, this is the only thing I got going for me, except for being stupid behind on laundry. But what can you do?
Oh, I feel it. It's the worst when you get behind on laundry.
Yeah, honestly, it is. So, hey, we're here.
Yeah, we are.
And
In the flesh.
In the flesh, kind of. Wouldn't you love to do these in person?
Oh, it'd be so much better.
It would be so much fun. So we got, as of recording this, today's the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 9 days.
9 days. And I'm very excited. A lot of reasons to be excited, especially after what I saw yesterday.
That's my number.
Yeah.
I wore 9 in T-ball, so I just kind of kept it for my hockey jerseys and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, you actually went to the preseason game yesterday.
Yeah, it did. It was a lot of fun. Not a lot of people there.
And they didn't blow the lead this time.
They tried to, it seemed, but they couldn't.
I thought Bemmer looked good, like when I saw his goal on the replay.
He was really good. Really noticeable last night. And obviously the best player on the ice was Voracek.
Jake, I can't wait to see.
Yeah. Let's say have him back.
Well, I was working yesterday, so I missed like everything. And working nights.
Right.
But after the game, obviously, we got announced a lot of roster trimming.
Yeah.
So let's go through this.
Okay.
Dylan Sakura, JF Berube, Brendan Gaunce, and Gavin Bayreuther, Kraken legend.
Yep.
They all got waivers to just get assigned to Cleveland, and I doubt any of them are going to get claimed.
Yeah, the only one I would maybe be claimed would probably be Bayreuther, but not too worried about it.
Watch Seattle get him again just for...
Oh, that would be just hilarious. That would be a troll job right there.
That would be so much fun. That'd be super funny. And then we've got, because I got this, I want to say I got this from Svoboda. That's where I get a lot. It's either Svoboda or Portsy, where I get a lot of like our kind of notes and stuff, like specifically on our guys. Because now Allison Lukin is like full-time Kraken.
Yeah, and she's amazing. I love her work.
I love her work. She sounds like a total awesome person.
She is. I actually sophomore year had to do like some like narrative journalism project about a reporter, and I chose her for it.
Yeah.
And I got the chance to talk to a bunch of different people. I talked to Portsline, I talked to her.
You talked to Portsy? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And it was an awesome time. Like it was really cool and fun and interesting to write all that stuff about her. And it was great experience. She was outstanding.
Consummate professional, total sweetheart, that kind of thing.
100%. And Portsy was great too.
I bet Aaron's gonna be really lonely on Front and Nationwide now.
He probably is, yeah. It was even better because my professor for the class was someone who works for the Athletic, Tim Graham, and he like knows Portsline, so like
yeah,
that made it even better.
I wonder he could be Allison's replacement on that pod.
Tim Graham?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Pull Jeff in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Jeff seems like a really fun guy too.
Right.
Like a lot of our reporters just seem like they have tons of fun.
Exactly.
But anyway, back to the moves. I suppose I'm getting worse and worse at these transitions as time goes on, and I hate it. Because you would think as like a storyteller, I would be good at these.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help that I'm here.
And you're just like, yeah, mm-hmm, and I'm sick, and yeah. You poor fella.
Sick. What do you want me to do?
Quick shout out to Matt again. Just, shouting out people that we know and people that we love because I'm wearing the Kivy hat today. But yeah, next batch of moves was Angle, Tim Burney, Christensen, Josh Dunn, and Carson. They all got loaned over to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like, what the difference is. Like, what's the process between like a loan and then like waivers? You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. I've never thought about that before.
I mean, we're just two idiots. Like, so we're not like insider knowledge on this.
Right.
So,
because you'd think that wouldn't Angle go back to junior, or how old is he?
I don't know, because he played in Cleveland last year because a lot of the junior teams didn't play.
Okay, so then he'll probably just stay in Cleveland then.
So yeah, that was the weird thing about last year with like everybody's clocks being thrown off with the beer virus.
Mm-hmm.
with the Latin beer virus. Like all the junior teams not playing and like a lot of minor league teams being thrown off. Like, I don't even think the ECHL had a season last year, did they?
I have no idea. That's mainly because I don't follow the ECHL.
Well, I mean, I don't follow it closely, but I mean, with my aunt,
I hardly follow the AHL, to be honest.
I mean, I just do it for like prospect purposes.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Exactly.
Though Monsters games are fun to go to, I'll say that.
Oh, 100%.
Like way back when I was dating this girl from Cleveland, we would go to a couple of games.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice arena, so
it's a cool, yeah.
It's a fun experience.
Still miss it being called the Q though.
Yeah, me too. I hate that it's like
Rocket Mortgage Field House. Yeah, like, what is that?
Yeah, nah. It's the Q.
Next batch of moves. So all of the like Monsters contracts that were like on tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
Though, okay, my brain is everywhere. I said this when the roster moves got announced, like on our pod Twitter, which is, in the left-hand side corner. Please go follow us at J_J_Jackets pod. I know it's a mouthful still, but come on. Tried to figure something out, right?
Exactly.
If we can make something, if we can make a simpler handle, we would, but.
There's nothing simple about this show, so I think it needs to be complicated.
No, exactly. Oh yeah, okay. So this was from our friends at the UK Blue Jackets. So this is probably our first shout out to those guys. Fun that we've got Blue Jackets fans like all the way across the pond too. That's really cool.
Right.
Okay. So the roster update from these guys, and obviously this is technically unofficial. Oh no, I'm just gonna read what I said. So I really want to see Cole and the Jaegerbomb both make it. #Jaegerbomb.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
As for Angle, Carson, and Dunn, would love to at least see a couple of them have some games this year with the big boys. So at least I'd love to see those three make it up for a game or two.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, like, I was really impressed with what I saw yesterday from Jaeger. Like, he didn't, I don't think he had a point, but very noticeable all over the ice.
which is what you want. Like,
Exactly.
if you're not producing points, still go out there and do stuff.
Produce chances,
Yeah.
make an impact. And yeah, he was super fun to watch. I mean, I was really impressed with him. I was very excited for him. But I'm telling you, the one thing I'm most excited about this team more than anything is it looks like Voracek and Line are already clicking.
Love that.
I also love that's the brutally honest pairing.
Yeah,
Because those are two guys.
Yeah,
When Voracek said, he was like,
can you pull that up? That quote from yesterday.
They asked him, like, what do you need in a defensive center? He's like, you know what, me and Lane, let's just be real here. We need a defensive-minded, responsible center.
Yeah. I think that would work well with Boone if they want to put Boone at center.
They could, if they wanted to.
Boone's a good defensive guy.
I think so.
Grinds everybody down, and he's played wing, so like he knows how to work on those areas. So Boone would be a good fit with the two of them.
Boone could, yeah, for sure, be a good fit.
So all the Cleveland contracts on like amateur and pro tryouts, I guess, if there's pro tryouts on those contracts, they got released and they're all going to return to the Monsters. And then there were 2 other tryout contracts released that are going to be free agents. So that's basically it. And now we're down to 30.
Right.
Which, what's the full roster size supposed to be? Like 23?
Yeah, 23. 23 is usually what it is.
23.
I'm just trying to think if it's changed since COVID, if they made it like extra, because are they still doing what they did last year where you're allowed to have 3 goalies?
I've heard rumors and like weird. I've seen people throw that out there that 3 goalies is a possibility.
Yeah, because like last year they allowed you to have 3 goalies without like compromising a roster spot. Because usually if you wanted to have 3 goalies on your roster, you would have to have only 20 skaters.
Right.
But last year that wasn't the case. So I don't know.
I know that they're not doing the full taxi squad thing.
Okay.
So that's a change. Which honestly, I thought the taxi squad thing was fun.
It was interesting for sure.
Like just being able to have guys on hand.
Yeah. And it was nice and comfortable, but you're not going to have that this year.
Which stinks because I kind of liked it.
I liked it too, but it makes sense as to why, because you're going to have a full American Hockey League season.
Yeah. Do you want to do like a quick weird fantasy recap? Because like we had fun with that Sunday night. So like we did a fantasy draft. Whoa, that's a loud notification. Hello, Shannon. Hello, hockey guy. Got my Chrome stuff up.
I actually didn't hear it, so you might be all right.
Okay, cool. I guess it's just on my end, which hopefully that doesn't come out on the VOD. So we did a fantasy draft Sunday night with a lot of SDPN guys, a lot of crab people.
Yeah.
Guys and at least one gal, which is fun. So shout out to all of them. And this is going to be a fun season because we haven't done fantasy in like 3-4 years.
We have not. I was so upset that I didn't have enough space for like my full name for my team name.
Oh, for Kent Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, Kent Reed, Kent Wright, Kent Johnson.
That's a fun name. I'm a huge Moon Knight guy, and I'm really excited for the Disney Plus show with Oscar Isaac. So that's why I went with Ohio Moon Knights, and I had a good picture like on hand. Like it's my Discord thing is Moon Knight, and like all my Twitch stuff was like based around Moon Knight back when I did Twitch stuff. I had that as my Twitter picture for a while. It's still my banner, I think. But yeah, Ohio Moon Knights and Can't Read, Can't Write, Kent Johnson. And it was the draft itself was fun because like we had the randomized order, like the hour prior.
Mm-hmm. The randomized order, and then you had me making the first couple of picks, and then forgetting about it, and then
And auto picking the
remembering
rest
it,
of your
and
team
then
and going back and forth. I had to text you like
had to be like, sorry, like I'm kind of busy, but like
I'm like
I'd say
I'm
about
FaceTiming
60%.
a friend and
Yeah, 60% of the picks I did were me. They were legit, and then 40% of them were either auto
fair
picks or players I had queued.
that's a fair ratio though, I guess.
Perhaps it's not a terrible team. It's not great, but it's not
well,
terrible
because like
team.
the last half you went full meme mode. Like
Oh yeah, I really did.
like yeah. And then
It's
I
like,
was
okay, Brent Burns, Mike Hoffman, Phil Kessel.
yeah, I was put in the worst spot because I picked 4th overall.
Tom Wilson.
And people are gonna hate you for that Tom pick, but
Could be
I
worse.
I took like the approach of I'm gonna queue up 2 picks, and then the rest of them I'm just gonna see where I land with guys. Some of them I still tried to like queue to make sure I could secure guys. One guy I think was like I had Aho queued up and then he got picked before I could get him.
Yeah.
So like if we just want to look at our teams really quick, which I think I have for my matchup, I have Tyler who's like second, who picked like 2nd overall. So I have my forwards are DeBrincat, Panarin, Suzuki, Bjorky, because I gotta have my guy in there. I'm so happy I was able to get Bjorky in there.
He was good last night too.
He always, I mean, I look at him with rose-colored glasses, but
Same here.
but yeah, I got Bjorkstrand, I got Patty Line. Yes. I'm surprised nobody got Patrick like earlier than I did.
I don't know. That's a good question. Why'd you get him?
Why'd I get him? Because I think he's due.
No, when'd you get him?
Oh, when did I get him? Oh gosh. I don't know
Do you know what round?
I can't remember. I have the email for the recap somewhere. Recap.
No,
Draft.
I agree. I think he's gonna have a big year.
Draft results. Round 2. I'm kind of scrolling. I gotta just find Patrick in the names here, I guess. Suzuki, I'm still. So bear with me. Oh, I got Oliver and Patrick back to back. I got Patrick in round 9.
Damn.
68th overall.
Alrighty then.
So I'm like,
That's
wow.
pretty value. Yeah,
so I'm just thinking, how?
Do we just want to read over our rosters real quick and then move on?
Well, that's what I'm gonna finish with. Yeah. So I got in total, I have DeBrincat, Panarin, Suzuki, Bjorkstrand, Line, Travis Konechny, Marty Nietzsche's. I'm happy with that one.
Yeah.
Claude Giroux. So Konechny and Drew are gonna connect on some stuff, which will be fun. I got Roslovic too. Yay.
Jeez.
And then my D, I got Hedman, Klingberg, Spurgeon, Muzzin, and Hall. So they're gonna combine on some stuff, hopefully. My utility guys, Heischer. And then on my bench, I've got Thomas Chabot, Devin Taves, Max Comtois. Oh, my waiver went through, so I got Rasmus Dahlin. Gino's on my IR, and then my goalies, I've got Vasilevsky, Campbell, and Varlamov. Pretty solid team, if you ask me.
Yeah. So I have Kucherov, Pasternak, Kopitar, Reinhart, Matthew Tkachuk, Nick Ehlers, Taylor Hall, Shen, Wilson. Then my D, I got Provorov, Martinez, Burns, Pollock, Riley, and then
That Morgan
utility.
pick was good.
Yeah, I also, and then my 4 other forwards that I got are Brock Nelson, Phil Kessel, Joel Farabee, and Mike Hoffman. And then my goalies are Mackenzie Blackwood and Freddie Anderson on the bench. And then my 2 stars are Linus Allmark and Elvis Merzlikins.
I'm glad you got Elvis. That's cool.
I think Linus is a good sleeper pick for goaltending because
honestly,
Austin's good.
He's due. Like, especially after playing in Buffalo for so long, he's due.
I mean,
like,
he had a good year last year.
He's been good. Like,
yeah,
statistically, he's usually been good.
And now he's going to be on a team that isn't dog shit.
So he'll hopefully be even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited for the what did I call it? Pucks, Podcasts, and Pals Fantasy League.
Yeah, something like that.
Because it's just you and me, and then everybody else from like the SDPN Discord that wanted to join.
Right.
So I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a great time.
Some weirder, tougher stuff. Like, we've got a lot of crazy, rough stretch of news. So you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
This is about to get really, really serious. So first of all, best wishes to former Blue Jackets head coach Todd Richards.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now an assistant, obviously, with Nashville. He's recovering from a heart attack from like Saturday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully he's like home from the hospital now, because he went home like a day or 2 ago. I don't know how close or off I am on the timelines, but all the best to former coach Richards.
Right.
And hope he recovers well and is back on the bench, like right away. Because obviously we still have some time.
Mm-hmm.
For the Senators, Colin White is out long-term.
Right.
Because he got an MRI like yesterday. And apparently, I was asking this just because I didn't know what exactly happened. Apparently, there was a big collision like around the neutral zone, and he fell really awkwardly on his shoulder. So he might have like dislocated his shoulder or something.
Right.
We don't exactly know, but DJ Smith had a press conference earlier and basically confirmed he's going to be out long term.
Okay.
Don't know how long, but all the best to Colin.
Right. I hope he gets better.
Now, this is the one that's been making a lot of rounds.
All right.
Robin Lehner.
Yeah, this one's been interesting.
I'm going to pull up his account just to find a few tweets. So there's a lot of, like, he started with, tweeting about Jack Eichel. Right?
Mm-hmm. He talked about Jack Eichel and then apparently made some comments about the Flyers organization and Elaine Vigneault.
This is, oh my goodness, this is wild because he's like calling out the PA. And yeah, like, oh my God, he went on this huge rant. Yeah, where's the PA in all of this? In our attacks of freedom of choice. Jack's situation's crazy to me. Also, people getting attacked by journalists that hides behind freedom of speech to trash freedom of choice. It's like a weird, he's bashing hypocrisy, basically. At NHL, is it good to keep a generational player out of the league? His body, his choice, do what's right. Obviously, he wants, Jack to get the surgery he wants.
Right.
And the NHL, and he's calling out the PA for not saying anything.
Because the PA has done essentially nothing to help Jack in this situation.
Which is, honestly, from our perspective too, that's bullshit.
Oh, 100%.
What are you looking at?
Someone sent me something, so I was just looking at it.
Oh, you're just kind of like, I was like, pay attention, man.
I am. I got you.
Yeah. Somebody, he retweeted somebody's like quote in an article in the Buffalo News. Do. Okay, your whole sound cut out there for a minute. I was scared. And now he's like, wow, Sabres fans, we didn't love each other much. Was warranted against me, some were not. Did my best, but I respect your passion for the franchise. This situation with your captain, who was mine, should be as big of a problem for you as for me. I know your hearts were in the right place. So,
Yeah.
like, obviously, they didn't always see eye to eye on things.
Yeah,
with,
no,
like,
of
his
course.
mental health stuff. And then after this, we get into like his calling out of like, so there was the mental health stuff, right? The Jack stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's this. Flyers, dinosaur coach treating people, robots not human, fire these dinosaurs, fire Vino first story. He says he's got proof of like Vino essentially handing out like sleeping pills and depression pills and that kind of stuff to players.
Mm-hmm. And your first reaction to that naturally would be, oh, it's got to be a reference to Nolan Patrick, right?
Right, like with the migraines and.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I'm just like, that's not a coach's job.
It's not.
It's just really confusing to me because it's like, and then he went ahead like yesterday and backtracked some of that. So he wasn't actually accusing Vino of distributing pills.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's the whole thing with pills? Like, do you just gotta like, is it a whole strictly trust your team doctors, trusting your personal doctors? Where's that line?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I mean,
like
there's so much to it that's very confusing. And I don't want to say too much about it because like we just don't know.
Right. And I mean,
we wouldn't want to sit here and speculate.
He put this whole rant out like 3 days ago. So there's a lot to still like unpack with this.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and at the very least, we don't know what's true or not, obviously, but at the very least, the league should do some sort of investigation to see if there's any sort of truth to any of the claims about what Alain Vigneault's doing.
Right. And I know he spoke. I know Vigneault spoke like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously we heard Lehner speak and retract some of that.
Right.
It was fun. I shouldn't say it was fun, but like calling him a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, one of my favorite terms for a coach.
Like, I mean, yeah, we hear that all the time with guys like Torts and Vigneault and guys who've been behind the benches for so long. Babcock was called a dinosaur for forever.
Yeah. Well, he's the number one dinosaur.
The number one that's just got extinct.
Mm-hmm. Ask Mike Commodore if he's upset about it.
Right. God. He's probably dancing on his grave.
Yeah, he is 100%.
But yeah, the whole Lehner thing is weird. Like, I respect Robin Lehner as a player and as a guy that isn't afraid to like, go away from cliches and actually tell reporters like it is.
Mm-hmm. I respect it too.
He's a very rare breed of player that does that.
We need more players like him.
Yeah, that step away from all the cliches.
Mm-hmm.
And just
more players are just brutally honest about everything and aren't afraid to speak up.
Because like going back to the Eichel stuff, he was obviously honest with, Paul Hamilton about things, and you could see it. He was like almost on the verge of tears talking about it.
I mean, he cares a lot, man. If this guy has an opinion, you'll know about it. I like that about him.
Yeah. And obviously good goaltender. We'll see how he is stepping
Yeah.
in big time as a number one. But yeah, the whole Lehner thing is weird, and I hope the league kind of does some sort of look into this, at least with the Vigneault stuff.
Mhm.
And then I feel like they do need to step in, like now,
Yeah.
with the Eichel stuff, because this has gone on for too long.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, what does the league do about the Eichel thing? I don't know. Because I understand like the support that you want to give the player and stuff like that, but like how can like at what point do you interfere with an organization and their ability to make decisions? You know what I mean? Because it is their medical staff.
Yeah,
It's a very blurred line that I totally feel sympathetic for Jack Eichel, and I think he's in the
of
right. But at the
course.
same time, it's like, what can you do? You know,
I I don't know what you can do, and
that's why
honestly,
it's such a complex situation.
who's to know who's to blame for all of this? Like, is it straight from the top? Like, is it Terry and Kim?
Yeah, is this the Pagulas? Is this Kevin Adams? It seems to me, if I had to guess, it seems to me like 100% this is on the Pagulas.
Oh, absolutely. Like, um, we talked about this just all the time privately. Like, you and I like watch urinating tree stuff,
Yeah,
right? He's hilarious, but he's really informative. He knows his
he's
shit.
incredibly smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very like he's super funny, but
Hmm.
also very knowledgeable. And his duality of franchise video
Yep.
is one of the most like exactly where
Yes,
I'm going with this.
because he talks about like how the difference between how the Sabres and the Bills are run. They
Yeah,
have their fingerprints less on the Bills than they do the Sabres,
they
and you
let the
can see the
football guys
difference.
do their thing, and
Exactly.
they've
Brandon
got
Bean, Sean McDermott make the decisions. They run it, and
yeah,
look at what they're doing.
and like especially because like Kim runs the Sabres
Yeah.
specifically,
Hmm.
like it's confusing to me.
It's very confusing, and it's not to say that they're necessarily dumb. They're smart people, but just because
They're
you can be smart and not be hockey smart. You know.
right. It's like, he compared it to like Utri compared it to James Dolan, right? Like he
Hmm.
lets the hockey guys for the Rangers do their thing. Well, maybe up until recently.
Hmm. Right.
um,
And they had a lot of success. Like you barely knew that the owner of the Rangers was James Dolan.
right.
But
And
then
then,
he had his fingerprints all over the Knicks,
yeah,
and they're a disaster. So like they desperately need a legitimate uh, president of hockey operations to run things. I think
exactly. They need like a JD type person.
they needed him badly. They really did.
They need JD. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously, when he became available, like I'm so glad he came back here, but they legitimately should have hired him.
Buffalo and the Rangers. Like, seriously, why?
Yeah.
It blows my mind that they let him go.
Hmm. Same here, but I'm not complaining about it.
No. Anyway, uh, guys in our division, the Dirty Birds, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
What about
So yeah, exactly. I'm trying to formulate thoughts. Um, I'm trying to formulate 32 thoughts, 33 thoughts, maybe.
him? It became 33 thoughts. I would cry.
Merrick, Freege, I know you're never probably going to hear this, but we love you guys. Like, oh my God. Anyway, so our guy Jake Gensel has COVID.
Okay.
This was just confirmed like a day ago.
Hmm.
So he's added to the COVID list with Zach Aston-Reese,
Hmm.
which yikes.
You'd rather him get it now than later on in the season, though. At least it's
Right.
before the season, but hope they get better.
Yeah, hope that's like quick recovery. Apparently, they said that like Jake was asymptomatic, and then Zach had some like more mild symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it's like nothing too crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd have to imagine they both have the vaccine, right?
You would think.
I'm pretty sure the Penguins are 100%.
Penguins have to be 100%.
So, I mean,
yeah,
that's the good thing about it.
Yeah. And this is something that I never thought about until like just yesterday too. Because we were speculating, we were like, what the hell are they going to do with Crosby and Malkin now? I forgot they had Jeff Carter.
Yeah.
So he's more than likely going to be their first line center. And he can still do that. Like he produces at a really high level for 36, 37 years old.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they could do that if they wanted to. I always thought that they'd probably just maybe try out Gensel at center, but
they could do that.
I always figured that they were just going to put Carter on the second line center role, but they have options that they could do.
Yeah.
He's producing very well ever since he became a Penguin because his production was really dipping with the Kings, but it looks like he's rejuvenated.
Which is honestly like for a fan base that despises Jeff Carter and now has like more of a reason to now that he's on the Penguins. Like,
mm-hmm. I'm over it. Like, I mean, it's been a decade. Like, I've forgiven him.
And Jake's back.
Yeah. We've come full circle.
Yeah. So honestly, like, it's good to see Carter playing well again, especially after dipping after that 70s line run.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly like where I saw Jeff Carter at his peak. Like that's where I saw Jeff Carter at his peak.
He played on some really good lines in his career, played with some really talented players, but I think that was the point in his career where he got the most out of the least in terms of like his prime line. Like, because Toffoli was good, Pearson was good, but neither of them were great players.
Yeah.
And that line was still just absolutely dynamite.
It was craziness. It was like the key contributor in the 14 run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all the best to Jeff, honestly. And I think he's gonna I keep saying all the best, but it's like he's not injured.
Right. I've forgiven him, but I'm not going to give him an all the best. I hope it's a terrible season.
At least against us.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's good to step up, I think.
Yeah.
Penguins, and now we've got Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
Going from the Penguins to the Oilers in that how do I say this?
Got you there, didn't I?
Yeah, you got me. How do I'm just gonna say it. Josh Archibald, they're gonna put on long-term injured reserve.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
This is a weird one.
This is a tough one.
Because it's like he came out as anti-vax.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is just a mess there. So then they didn't, they cut him from camp. And now he's got myocarditis, which is this heart condition that is basically the same thing that Alex Stalock, their third goalie, has, which is going to keep Stalock out for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that Archibald's specifically has been linked to the coronavirus.
Yeah. It's incredibly unfortunate. It really is. And I feel bad. I feel really bad for him. Like, you hope that these, it's hard. Like,
I'm like weighing a scale with my hands here for those of you that can't like see on YouTube. But it's just like, on one hand, you've got like weird karma comeuppance thing with not getting the vaccine and being like openly against him like Ronaldo was.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, it's like, it's a heart condition.
It's a heart condition.
It's really scary.
It's really scary. Like, nobody should be laughing about it.
Mm-mm.
I feel like people
No.
are, and because of like what you said, like, oh, the karma of it. Like, I don't know though. Like, I don't think it's funny. I feel
No,
for him. I hope
I
he's
don't think it's
okay.
funny either.
And like there's a lot of people out there who have their opinions of the vaccine. It is what it is. Like, whatever your opinion of the vaccine.
Him and Stalock, like they're
I
both
just
going
want
through the same thing.
Yeah, I just want people to stay healthy. I just want this freaking nightmare to end.
Yeah.
It's been going on for too damn long.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you that, which is probably a lot of you, that like follow Rich Eisen's stuff, like he's completely open, get it. Because he had it. And he was vaxxed.
Yeah.
And it was still horrible.
I love Rich Eisen.
He's awesome.
He's the best.
Him, like all four of them, him, TJ, Brockman, Del Tufo. Yeah. It's a good crew.
It is.
It's fun as hell. Anyway, yeah, hope Josh gets better, hope Stalock gets better. You never want to see that, and you never want to you don't want to be those parts of fan bases that are openly like bashing the guy, like, right. like a you get what's yours kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say up yours about this, you know?
Neither man.
This was one that came out yesterday too. And a lot of this, like, I got a lot of it from Twitter. I got a lot of it from the Discord, the SDPN Discord, which you still need to join. I sent you the link.
Hey, send me the link. I'm going to join it. At some point.
I'm going to text you and be like, do it.
And I'm going to be like, okay.
Do it now. Kill me. I had to get that in there. I love me some Predator. Anyway, this came out and they were talking about this in like the Hockey Lobby chat. And I think the Miners chat. The QMJHL's Prince Albert Raiders. This is tough. Because we talked about the Smerrick thing recently. When is this racism shit gonna just stop in the sport and in the world? Because they released this like throwback third jersey, which is, how do I say it? Chief Wahoo-esque. Right? Which personally, I never had a problem with when the Tribe / Guardians did the Chief Wahoo thing, which is, I never had a problem with the Redskins logo, the football team logo, excuse me.
Right.
I never had a problem with any of like the logo stuff. But then you look at this and I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Kind of tough.
People had to approve this logo.
Yeah.
Like this went through multiple people. Like they made like the design and it went through people and then they released it.
Yeah. Over here, roommates over there.
Not one person was like, maybe should release it.
Maybe shouldn't do this. It's tough. It's weird.
It's the epitome of rough, I'll tell you that.
And I mean, they're deservedly getting backlash, and like, because they were like, I gotta find what they actually said about this somewhere, because I think they said, somebody said here, it's pretty recent. Oh, wait. Oh, there's okay, here it is. So the WHL came out with a statement, condemning these.
Yeah.
And they said that the brand and logo will be quote unquote discontinued.
As it should be.
But it should be basically banned.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I wish they would just use that word instead, because if you're never going to see it again, you might as well just like go all in on it and say like, oh, this is banished for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And this is like, vehemently like weird. Ugh. It looks very, like I said, Chief Wahoo-esque or like Charlie Chaplin-esque,
Yeah.
like really weird thing.
Right. Yeah, it's not great. And I'm just getting sick and tired of talking about this shit with hockey, man. It's like this is like every episode now, you know? Like, holy
Yeah,
shit,
I
man. Can we
know.
catch a break?
And
Like, damn, I just want to talk about the Blue Jackets and the Canucks and the Coyotes.
yeah. Not the Canucks, specifically Jim Benning.
Yes. But I mean, I even wore it today. Like, I even got my.
Oh, you got the flying skate. That's great. I'm wearing my little sweater thing,
Yeah,
which is really comfy.
it looks comfy.
Yeah, it's great. I'm reading just in the Dangle Navy Discord that apparently the league, the QMJHL, is going to decide on what to do with them in around 48 hours time. So we'll know by next episode what the decision is going to be.
Okay, good.
So we'll probably end up talking about that on Saturday.
All right, perfect.
Travis Hamonick's going to play this year.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to have him back.
I mean, I don't know what else there really is to say about that other than where do you put him?
On the right side.
With Hugh, with Quinn, with Oliver, where does he go?
I want to put my best defensive defenseman with Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
So Oliver Hamonic.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that. I don't know who you put with Hughes though. Do you put Myers with Hughes?
No.
I was gonna say like you put
Hell no.
Such a defensive liability pairing.
Like unless you want Tyler to just like go around bashing guys with his giant 6'8" frame to protect Quinn. Like, not that Quinn needs protecting, but you know what I mean?
God, they're paying him a lot of money.
Paying him
a lot of money for Tyler Myers.
Way too much.
Ooh, big defenseman with right hand shot. Here's $6 million a year.
Right. Do you give like Ulevi a shot?
I don't know. They actually like Jack Rathbone more.
They
than
could put Rathbone there.
Point.
He looks cool. He looks good.
Yeah. I don't know how high they want to put him up to start, but they seem like they are a lot higher on him at this point than they are Ulevi.
What if the best name in hockey, Jet Wu, gets a chance?
Oh, hell yeah.
I fucking love that name so much.
It's a great name.
Like we talked about Jet Greaves, but like, how do you get a better hockey name than Jet Wu?
It's literally perfect.
Like, come on. I'm surprised he's not a Winnipeg prospect.
God, could you imagine that?
That'd be awesome.
They need to make a trade right now.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the Coyotes again.
No, like with the Jets.
Oh, with the Jet. Oh, to get Jet over there.
Yeah. You know what? We'll give you Jet Wu, which is a really good prospect. But you have to take Tyler Myers back.
And Tucker Pullman.
Oh my God. I forgot they signed Tucker Pullman to that contract.
He is in Vancouver, isn't he?
Holy fuck, man. What the hell are they doing? Oh my God. I forgot they signed him. They gave him a 4-year contract.
You can have Jet Wu, but you need to reunite with these plugs.
Yeah, you need to take Tyler Myers and Tucker Pullman back, and you'll give us like a 4th round pick.
Right. No, a conditional 6th.
And that would free up a lot of money for the Canucks, which the Canucks need.
Yeah.
So they could pay guys like Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
And actually, like, I know they signed the contracts, but they still actually need to pay the money to Petey and Quinn.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, you need to be able to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. The Canucks.
They're a special team, man.
Them and the Desert Dogs. Like, again, we talked about this last show, but it's like we're a Blue Jackets podcast, but that's like our shtick is whenever there's big news about the Canucks and the Coyotes, we go all in.
They're like our backup team.
Which is funny because it's like my favorite second team is the Hawks, because my aunt. And like we rarely get Blackhawks stuff.
Positive Blackhawks stuff.
Positive Blackhawks, yeah. Just other than like Taves coming back.
Yeah.
I heard that Kirby's younger brother got hurt.
Oh, Colton got hurt?
Yeah, Colton got hurt in camp. Yikes. Anyway, tangents again, voice crack. Tangents, because you know how we do. Montreal, because they've been coming up a lot lately.
Yeah, what'd they do?
They signed Jake Evans.
Oh yeah.
3-year extension, $1.7 million per.
Not a bad deal. I mean, he's a very low event, bottom 6 forward.
3-4 guy.
Yeah.
Probably your 3 with Kakanyemi gone.
If Drouin's not playing center, then yeah. Right.
Because they're going to probably do like Dvorak at 2-3, right?
I'd have to imagine what they're going to do. If I'm starting them out, I would do Suzuki, Drouin, Dvorak,
Evans. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a really good deal, especially for Jake. Yeah. But honestly, really good. And to wrap this, we're honestly breezing through this. I'm surprised we didn't talk about Lehner as long as we did.
Only because there's so much uncertainty around it. I don't want to talk until we know more.
Until we know more.
Because a lot of it's just speculation.
Right. And then I'm surprised we breezed through all the roster trimming too. Because there were a lot of moves, but it was just like not a lot of names.
It was a lot of things that we expected.
Yeah. And then obviously we didn't have other thoughts on like some of the controversial things other than this is rough. This is bad.
We're tired of this.
Yeah, we're tired of this shit. Say what again, motherfucker? I dare you.
All right, what's our last thing on the agenda, my man?
Last thing, do you remember what happened yesterday with the Zuck?
Oh, with Facebook.
Literally all the outages, like literally everything. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything that he owns, which is basically just about everything but Twitter.
Twitter was having a field day with it.
Twitter was like, everybody was flocking to Twitter because it was the only thing we had for like 6 hours. Honestly, I didn't get like really nailed into that because I was at work most of that time.
Right.
But it was weird.
It was.
Because didn't they say
nice
it was?
Because Twitter's my number 1 app, so like,
yeah,
it really didn't affect you much. Because I don't have Facebook, so like it didn't bother me one bit.
I don't use Facebook for too much, other than just sharing whatever, and like keeping up with family and stuff. Usually it's like I share music and memes and jacket stuff and plugging the show and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird because like I heard the whole thing with Facebook was like somebody hacked into the main thing.
Somebody hacked into it?
I think it was a hack. Like somebody got like into the main wall that was able to like branch into all, and that's how they were able to like branch into WhatsApp and Instagram and stuff.
Someone from Twitter did it. Because they had their best day ever, I think, in terms of like total traffic.
The bird.
Yeah.
The bird itself.
The best app.
Just imagine like a blue jay just like typing with his wings, like.
So Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Vladdy did it.
I'm sad they missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Reds
But
fan,
I'm excited.
so you know how that feels.
I'm excited for Red Sox Yankees tonight, though.
Oh boy, that's gonna be crazy. And then like in the second round, if we get like Dodgers Giants, oh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Like, I know this isn't a baseball podcast, but I'm going to tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
As a baseball fan, my entire life, like,
yes,
you notice patterns and stuff like that.
all the time.
You go into this and you're like, oh my god, like the Dodgers won so many games this year, and they're still a wild card team. The Giants are really good.
Yeah,
and then you look at the AL and you're like, oh my god, you get Yankees, Red Sox, you got all these good teams. Like, oh, the White Sox are.
You got both
the
socks.
Astros.
You got both pairs of socks.
Do you know my gut feeling of what team is just going to come out of nowhere and just win it all, and nobody wants it to happen?
Is Houston gonna bang trash cans again?
No. This just feels like one of those years where the Cardinals just win it all.
Oh dear God, yeah, that makes me so upset.
Just randomly, it's like, oh,
that
God,
pisses me. No, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, that pissed me off as a Reds fan. Yeah. I'm so mad
because you got so many exciting matchups and like so many good teams that you're like, oh my god, I want an interesting matchup. And I tweeted the other day, I was like, you know what, this has the makings of like a White Sox Cardinal World Series.
Oh, just imagine that though, with
the Tony La Russa Bowl.
Yeah. Oh. That'd be interesting, but again, I'm still mad because like that huge comeback season from Joey Votto and the huge rookie of the year season from Jonathan India and Castellanos blasting left and right during
to make it a 4-0 ball game.
To make it a 4-0 ball game during really tragic events. Like it was weird. Yeah, he's fucking cursed.
It was weird. It was very weird.
He hit a home run on 9/11.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like it was crazy. Like he just every time that he hit a home run, so there was always something that was connected. Terrible. It was weird.
I know. It was like on one hand I was like, yes, Nick, and then on the other hand I was like, oh, what's gonna happen now?
Praying for your life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, anyway, I think that's it for us today.
I think so too. It's a good note to end on. A hockey podcast. Let's end on Nick Castellanos causing destruction.
Oh man.
To baseballs.
Yeah. I think okay, so we'll have a couple more preseason games. We might actually start talking about those now that the roster's trimmed down. Here before too long, I'll probably cash in my YouTube TV Discord gift so I can actually watch some games.
Yeah.
But I'll probably end up doing that closer to actual puck drop. That kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see you Saturday and go Jackets, and let's wrap it up. Let's get going. I'm itching.
Me too, man. I'm itching for it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Let's go. Bye, y'all.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.